Howdy everyone, Blasty Squad here ready to present my review of the Nintendo Switch console. Now, I know that this review is long overdue because I have had the Nintendo Switch since the day of its release, but that means that I have more experience with the console and will present valid points. Before I start though, I want to share my expectations about the console. Ever since the announcement of this console, when the Switch was called the NX, I have been very excited. I never quite knew what Nintendo was going to do, since I could see them doing the console hybrid theme, but I could also see them doing a normal console after the failure of the Wii U. When it was finally revealed in October, I was amazed. It looked like everything was looking alright with the console. Great power, good third-party support, and games coming out throughout the years. Finally, on the third day of March, I bought the console at exactly 12:05 a.m. And since then, I have loved the system because of its portability and power, as well as the games. And now it's time to get more into the reasons as to why I think that the Nintendo Switch is pretty awesome. Before I start with the software, I would like to talk a bit about the hardware, and about what's included in the box when you buy the console. The box comes with the Nintendo Switch, two Joy-Cons, two Joy-Con straps, a dock, and a Joy-Con grip. The main console itself feels very nice and sturdy. With the Joy-Cons attached, it really works as a controller, especially if you like the Wii U gamepad. And even with the Joy-Cons unattached, the console works like a little TV, which, even if it is small, it works really well. Also, the screen looks very good. The Joy-Cons themselves also feel very nice, although they feel too light, and whenever they're attached to the Switch, it kind of feels like the console is too heavy for the controllers. Other than that, they work very great and are surprisingly comfortable. However, I am not really a fan of the clicky buttons, especially with the shoulder buttons, but that's just my opinion. The only things that I find very uncomfortable, and I feel like they were made way too cheaply, are the Joy-Con straps. People have had problems with these things from day one, but that's not really a big problem as it's easily fixable. The big problem comes with the two buttons that are supposed to make them easier to press, but only makes them more difficult to know if you're actually pressing them or not. The only game that needs to use these horrible straps is Mario Kart 8, and that's only because it's very hard to drift with the normal shoulder buttons. Another problem with the straps is the fact that they are very hard to take off. You have to make sure that it's not locked, and it takes a whole lot of strength to actually take them off. In my opinion, the Joy-Con straps should have had way more quality. Then there's the dock. Many people have had many problems with the docks. While I haven't had any problems so far, it appears that some of them are scratching the screen of the console, which is most likely a manufacturing error. And many people are saying that the dock has a very poor quality. I myself don't find any problems with my current docking station, but the problem should be taken care of. And finally, there is the Joy-Con grip. Now let me just say that I used to hate this thing when I first used the Switch. It felt uncomfortable and would much rather use the Joy-Con separately. However, as I kept using the grip more and more, it actually grew on me, and I think that it's quite comfortable. Now, I'm sure that many people will disagree and prefer the Pro controller, but I think that the two Joy-Cons and the grip are fine. Well, that's all of the things that come included with the Nintendo Switch, and I feel like they're pretty cool. Yes, there are some items that have poor quality, but I feel like Nintendo had got a lot of corners to keep the Switch at a $300 price tag, so I can't be too mad. Overall, I feel like what's included in the Nintendo Switch is definitely worth its price, even if some things do have problems of their own. And now we're going to talk about how the Nintendo Switch plays. Well, now that we have gotten the hardware out of the way, let's talk about how it plays, and the portability around the Switch. The Switch, of course, is very portable. However, because of its size, you probably won't be able to put it in your pocket. This makes the console feel a bit less portable. because I don't really enjoy carrying a case everywhere. However, when using the console, it's like carrying an improved Wii U. When using the Switch in parties, people kept playing Mario Kart, and I was impressed by the excitement around the console. When it comes to using the Switch on the TV, it works amazing. Not only does it look good, but it also runs well. I am very amazed that such a small console can provide so much power in my home and on the go. This makes playing games that have been on different consoles feel better, knowing that you can take the experience wherever you want. As for the library of games, even though there aren't that many games right now, more will definitely be coming in the way. There is one problem with the system, however, and that is the whole online service. You've probably heard this a million times, but the online service so far isn't good at all. While I myself haven't used the app, mainly because I don't have Splatoon 2 yet, from what I've heard, Nintendo's online service is very outdated. It has a lot of problems, such as being overly complicated and having to use an additional app in a smartphone simply to use voice chat. It also is unable to send text messages, and on top of all of this, the online service will still cost money. Sure, it's only $20 a year, but if the Wii U had a much better online service, which was free, this is just inexcusable. I feel like it's better just using something like Skype or Discord to chat while playing games. Overall, I feel like the Switch is a very awesome console. Yes, I know that it has quite a few problems, some very serious, others not so much. But even with those problems, I just can't help but have fun with the console. It's just so satisfying playing big games such as Zelda on a portable console. I do heavily recommend this console to Nintendo fans, and even to some non-Nintendo fans. Its problems, while worrisome, may be fixed in the future. So I don't feel like we should worry that much, but we should still be on the lookout. And those are my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. What do you think? Do you enjoy this console as much as I do? Or do you despise what Nintendo did to the online service? Be sure to tell me in the comments. This is the Plastic Cloth Leader, and I will see you in my next review.